An animated storytime YouTube channel stole art from a popular artist and didn't give her any credit, so I'm calling YouTube. Hi, I'd like to order 2 servings of copyright strikes. Four weeks ago, an animated storytime channel called Real Life Talks, which is literally known for creating these short storytime animations for children, but almost all the stories are fake, like I can read people's dirty mind, how to get iPhone 11 for $1, my brother touches me when I sleep. That's just weird. They posted another video, or shall I say, another fake story time called I am allergic to the mask, worse than COVID, which is basically meant to be a safety precaution video that follows through the events of a female character. But the problem is, it wasn't their character and it wasn't their art. They literally traced over an original art piece from a popular Instagram artist. That was the beginning of their scandal. The original image was created by Floraline or Faline San, and she posted it on her Instagram account where she has over 200,000 followers who love and adore her work. And the image was part of a theme she created not too long ago, where she drew social media apps as cute girls using characteristics of the users, and it was well received on her art platforms, with each drawing getting between 30,000 likes to 50,000 likes per image. So clearly she was already super popular, so stealing from her, bad idea. She also made a video about it after people tagged her and she found out, and the video gained a lot of views. So why am I making this video again? I'm calling out big animated storytime channels for stealing art, because this is literally not the first time they're doing this. Oops. If you place both images side by side, you can tell it's the same image, but the traced one just looks worse for some reasons. Maybe the person who traced it thought if they trace it and change up some things, we might not be able to notice it's a traced image, or we might immediately start thinking it's a different image altogether. But then they went ahead and used the exact same colors. Small PP move here. Only a noob will do this. They changed up the design on her skirt and removed her tie, and then they enlarged her titties and gave her a slit in her shirt to show some cleavage. Big brain move here. When it got to tracing the face, they just failed. The main goal of tracing is to make an exact copy of a drawing or whatever you're tracing. If you're going to trace, at least make it better or exactly the same. Don't disrespect the artist. It takes years to learn these skills sometimes. The only people who are allowed to trace without having any backlash are animators and keyframe cleanup artists, because their job is literally to trace over the art and make it similar to the previous frame as much as possible. If you trace other people's work and post it online pretending it's yours, you shouldn't call yourself an artist. You should call yourself a thief. You trace someone's art, give credit, you thief. Also, don't act stupid and just apologize to Floraline Yt. First of all, don't steal art. Second, you trace this yet it looks horrible. Let's trace people's art and make unrealistic stories. The video has over 10,000 comments and it's literally filled with people calling them out for stealing art and not giving credit. And there are also comments calling them out for clickbaiting, since the girl really wasn't allergic to wearing masks. The entire premise of the story is just built off the fear of the pandemic, and people are easily triggered when you present false information and try to write it off as a plausible situation. I tried scrolling through as many comments as I could find, but they were all pretty much the same thing. This just goes to show you how strong an audience Faline has. Her fans are literally doing all the work for her because they really do love her work and they respect her work. At this point, the decent thing to do is to make an apology video to the artist and try to clear the air, and also explain why they traced the image in the first place, especially knowing she's a popular artist and there's no way someone who is following her work wouldn't stumble on the video, since the video itself got over 1 million views. The lesson to be learned here is, if you're going to trace other people's art, at least try to keep it private. Even if you are tracing as a study or you literally want to draw the exact same image, you should do it privately and try to keep it off the internet as much as possible. But if it manages to somehow get online, give proper credit to the original artist. If not, someone will end up calling you out for stealing art, or you will end up being called out by an entire community and have other YouTubers making videos on you. You would think for a channel that has over 22 million views and 300,000 100,000 subscribers, they should be able to hire an artist or an animator that creates original art instead of stealing art from other artists. But apparently, since these aren't standard animation channels like Andre Turba, they don't hold themselves accountable to creating good art. Therefore, these stories are just produced quickly with minimal consideration of the actual content. This just goes to show that artists like you and I are not even rated at all. And that's why big channels like this find it right to just take whatever image they feel matches their story and use it in their videos without giving proper credit to the artist. And every time they do this, they always get away with it. Channels like this are usually content farms, so you might find them posting videos multiple times a day or sometimes multiple times per week. And it's all just clickbait, fake storytime videos designed to lure children in and just waste their time with no decent lesson at the end of the video. Let's take a look at the video they made with her stolen artwork.
Hey guys, my name is Mary. I'm 28 and what I'm about to tell you will sound weird AF, but I promise you it's 100% real.
Yeah, not an exception because it's fake maybe.
In fact, I'm pretty sure mine's the craziest. I hope my experience will help somebody out there avoid acting like I did.
Right now, I can't help but notice not only did they do a terrible job at tracing the image, they ended up creating a really terrible character with terrible designs, and the character just looks super awful.
So 2020 kicked off and the newest thing we were all talking about was the same thing, the new and deadly coronavirus that originated in China. Yep, our dear friend COVID-19.
They literally should have just paid Faline to draw all the poses and then they could go ahead and hire someone else to animate them. This would have looked so much better.
I tried to take it easy at first. I didn't want to get too paranoid about it, just mildly paranoid. It was almost impossible to talk to or even think about anything else other than coronavirus. It was everywhere. The news, social media, newspapers, people talking about it, and I live in New York City.
Basically, she starts up the video talking about the global pandemic that changed the world as we know it and how it gradually spread around New York City. Everyone talking about it and it's been all over the newspapers, but she wasn't really paying attention to any of the proclamations people were making, which is everyone's first impression when they hear of the virus for the first time. You never really take it serious, especially for teenagers.
You should probably know that I'm what you may call a hypochondriac. I'll explain it in case somebody doesn't know what that means. A hypochondriac is somebody who's kind of afraid of all kinds of diseases and always thinks they're gonna get sick.
And then after it spreads everywhere and things get really serious, she begins to get scared due to a phobia she has for deadly diseases.
I went to the nearest drugstore and bought a whole ton of masks and Purell, and I went to the grocery store and got food supplies for the whole month. I decided I wasn't gonna leave my house unless it was really, really necessary. That day I spent like $1,500 buying what, I would need for the apocalypse. The only problem with the masks that I bought though is I didn't really feel safe with them on. I mean, like, what if the wind blows and—
You clearly know the masks are strapped across your face all the way to your ears, so there's no way the wind can blow it off.
I needed something that was going to cover me completely.
At this point, she could have just gone for a hazmat suit that will cover her entire body if she didn't want to get infected at all. The bad tracing is literally making me lose my mind, and the purple saturated background is not doing it for me at all, since I'm clearly not their target audience.
I have a friend who's an engineer, and I asked if he could make a mask that I would never have to take off. He told me he had a 3D printer in his house and he just needed like a week or two to do it. He asked me to come by to get it quicker than if he would mail it to me. So I put on 3 different masks to cover my whole face and I went over to his house.
You don't need 3 masks to protect yourself from a virus that can also be transferred by touch. Also, I'm not so sure how you can breathe while wearing 3 masks. Just wearing 1 mask makes it a little bit harder for me to breathe, and I can't even imagine wearing another mask on top of that.
Everybody on the subway looked at me like I was a freak.
Well, you're the only one weird enough to wear 3 masks and gloves, but your entire legs are bare with no clothing covering them.
I got to his house and I asked him if he could throw me the mask from the window.
Your friend literally looks like he doesn't want to have anything to do with you, but you're still forcing him to do favors for you.
I unwrapped it and put it on right away. It was made with this cloth material and had a plastic part that covered the nose and mouth.
So her friend made her a mask with a hole for a straw so she could drink water and other liquids. But he wasn't thinking about food, just like how the artist wasn't thinking about getting caught.
I looked like I was doing a Tokyo Ghoul or Kakashi Sensei cosplay.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm definitely sure the Kakashi image was also traced from another artist's fan art. I wouldn't even be surprised at this point.
There was also a special feature that my friend had put in. There was room for a straw so you didn't have to take the mask off to eat or drink. Yeah, I said eat. I started putting all my food into a blender and turning it into smoothies and shakes.
Ew, no one wants to eat that. That's disgusting.
After a month of wearing the mask, I started to get some skin reaction on my left cheek.
Oh wow, Sherlock, you eventually figured it out. Of course, wearing it on your face without taking it off will have serious side effects, especially wearing it on for a long period of time.
One night I woke up with a terrible burning sensation on my face, and something even worse. I could feel things moving inside of my face. I tried cold water. I thought I was hallucinating, but it didn't make me feel any better. I ended up taking an Uber to the hospital. I was so stressed out that I actually fainted. And when I woke up, I was in a bed surrounded by doctors examining my face. They told me I had a really bad infection, but thanks to me already being unconscious, they could attend to it without a lot of complications. Apparently, one of the days when I didn't have the mask on for a little while, some fly landed on my face and laid some eggs. The procedure to fix me was easy. They have to suffocate the larva, and the doctors put medical tape on my skin and left it for a couple hours, and then the larvae, well, suffocated and died.
Now, this is just a weird story. What are we meant to learn here exactly? Not to wear 3 masks and replace them with masks designed to instigate starvation? Aside from these stories just being fake, they literally don't make any practical sense. And it's sad kids won't really understand that it's just being read from a script. The story really doesn't have any strong reward at the end for me wasting my time, so I feel cheated.
Hey, my name is Valerie, and I'm about to tell you about a really uncommon situation that I'm going through.
This is also another stolen character, but this time the artist traced over the design of the Instagram character from Faline's themes. And as usual, no credit is found in sight, which is really terrible. I'm pretty sure if I watch more videos, I'll find more characters that were stolen from other artists' work. And they'll never find out someone is stealing their work and making money off of it. The most annoying part is they always manage to make the traced image worse than the original. I'm not sure if this is on purpose to trick the people looking at the image to think it's a different image, but they still use the same hairstyles and the same colors throughout. You can't be bad at art and also be bad at stealing art. Then what exactly are you good at? YouTube as a platform should also provide a way for artists to reach out to channels when situations like this arise. Aside from just leaving comments on the platform, which can be deleted at any time, the only thing an artist can do if their work is stolen is to file a copyright claim on the video. But this usually takes an average of 30 days for the claim to go to the owner of the video, and there's an option for the owner of the video to dispute the claim even if they stole your art. So it's basically still a lose-lose situation for the artist. I'd like to know your thoughts on this, and make sure you check out Faline San's YouTube video and subscribe to her channel as well. It's the least we can do for her now, since we can't force big channels providing a mutual source of income for YouTube to give credit to actual creators of original content anymore. Anyways, thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video, do it now, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.